She's running through my mind all day. Hey, Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like last. Now everybody go to breakfast. Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like last. Now everybody go to breakfast.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Oyinkan and I am happy to have you here. So please subscribe and join the family. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. So today I want to take you guys along with me grocery shopping, right? Everybody is feeling the impact of inflation in any country whatsoever that you are in, right? And I decided that I have to adjust the way I buy groceries, right? So I made a few plans and a few changes, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. So basically in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can still manage your groceries. Basically just still be able to stay afloat when it comes to groceries, even despite like the inflation and everything that is going on. So this is going to be like a vlog slash how-to video, I guess, but I'm going to be taking you guys along. We're leaving for groceries in about a minute, but I just wanted to make this intro now to sort of start this video properly and show you some things that you have to do from home before you go outside to buy groceries. So the first thing I advise you do is take stock of what you have at home, right? You can't just go to the stores not knowing what you have and don't have in your house. So what I have done today, or even since yesterday, because I made my list last night, right? What I have done is I looked around my house, I looked into my fridge, checked out like things that were spoiled, things that were still okay. I checked my vegetable drawer to see like what veggies I still have, what veggies I need to buy more of, and things like that. I looked into like my storage for normal food items, for cereal and things like that, and also my storage for cleaning items. And it looks like I might have to buy a lot of cleaning items today. So basically, you just want to look around your house and make sure that you know what you need to buy, know what you still have enough of, so that you don't put money into things you don't necessarily need, and so that you don't forget anything. Another thing I always do is make a list, right, guys? I am for lists. Like, don't leave your house without a list of what you're going to buy. So this is the list of things I'm going to buy, and I have divided it according to where I buy things and also according to the type of things. So this is like just general things I buy from like a wholesale store. This is my produce that I buy from a store that sells fresh produce essentially. And then I have meats and things that I know that I will typically buy from Roots. Roots is like the butchery I go to. So basically I have just segmented my grocery list according to where I'm going to buy each thing, or what type of thing, or what category of items they fall under. Those are the two things I wanted to share with you before leaving the house. Now I have to run because yeah, we're running out of time. So yeah, let's go to the grocery stores and I'll show you guys what I do there to save money and make sure that we're not wasting money and we're not wasting food or other items during the month. Let's go. So guys, we're in the car now and I just want to share with you guys a few tips that would also be helpful before we go into the store. We actually just got here. So first thing is you need to set a realistic budget, guys. Like, I know that because of inflation and everything, most people are cutting their budgets for different things right now. If you cut your budget to a point where it's unrealistic and the things that you actually need cannot fit into that budget, then you'll find that you're overspending, and this will now lead you to just start spending money that you didn't plan to spend. It will confuse you, essentially. It will confuse your finances. So set a realistic budget. If you know that, for example, 1,000 rands or 50,000 naira is what you need to buy groceries in a month, then don't say, oh, because I'm trying to save, I'm going to just say, oh, I'm only going to use 30,000. You know what you need. Like, I'm not talking about wants and extra things. I'm talking about needs now. You know the things that you need, and you know that that amount of money wouldn't cover for it. So you just need to be very realistic with yourself. And if this also means reducing the amount of money that you have budgeted, like to each his own, right? Another tip, have a budget for side items, right? So there are some things that you might need to buy like during the course of the month, or some extra items that are not necessarily essential, but you would want, like things you get into the store and you see like, oh, this is nice and I could actually use that. So have a budget. Say, okay, this is the maximum amount I can spend on these extra things, right? so that you don't go spending too much. Because if I see 10 things that I like in the store and I could use in my home, yes, it's justifiable that I'm buying them. But if I have a budget and I say, okay, I'm not going to die if I don't have these 10 things right now. I can only afford 3 out of the 10 immediately, right? And then I'm only going to buy only those 3. And the last thing before we go inside that I wanted to share is this. Guys, look at this. So these bags are bags that we got from previous grocery runs. And the thing is, we usually buy the very big bags, and those cost quite a bit, right? They cost like 2 to 3 rands for each one. And we have a bunch. We have like a dozen of them sitting at home doing nothing, and we just keep collecting and collecting each time we come to buy groceries. So why not use the ones you already have in the house, right? Bring them to the store. Nobody's going to fight you for that. Okay, it's time to go inside now. I will see you guys when we're in there. All right, so when we got into the store, I first of all went to buy my cleaning products. And what I try to do when buying cleaning products is I buy big containers or big sizes of these products, because it just is not worth it to buy small sachets of things or small bottles. For my dishwashing liquid, I try to buy a 5 liter or at least a 2 liter. For my detergent, I try to buy a 4 or 5 kg instead of a small sachet. And for other cleaning items as well, I just try to buy a big size. So that is why I come to a wholesale store. This is me showing you what I bought: the fabric softener, the dishwashing liquid, because I'm trying a new brand. So I bought only 2 liters as opposed to 5 that I would normally buy. And shopping like this just helps you make sure that, first of all, you get things for cheaper, and then you don't have to buy some items every single month, because you've bought in bulk and what you bought will last you through about 3 months, so that you can spend your money on other things. I'm trying to take it easy with sugar this month, so I only bought 1 pack of Oreos as opposed to like 3 that I would normally buy. And then I went to look for toothpaste. But Muiwa was reminding me that we still have about 3 packs of toothpaste in the house, and he checked. I forgot to check, and that's what I was saying at the beginning. So I need to be listening to my own advice. But yeah, he said he checked, and we still had toothpaste in the house because we bought in bulk the last time we shopped. And here's a lesson on comparing prices, right? So I wanted to buy these glass jars for some of my spices, and I was just going to go for the smallest one. But then I checked the prices and I realized that the medium one was actually cheaper by 1 rand, but that is something, right? It was cheaper than the smallest one. So I just went ahead and bought the medium size instead of the smallest one. Hey guys, so we just left the first store that we went to shop from, and I think that brings me to my second point, really, because we don't buy everything in one place. So the next point is, you don't have to buy everything in one place. Now I know that this may not apply to everybody because it's easier for us because we're mobile, like we have a car. If you don't have a car and you have to Uber down to one place, then you might have to shop from one place. But if you can, don't feel the need to buy everything from one place. The reason why we shop different places is because different stores have different, say, specialties, and it's better to just buy what a particular store is known for. So for example, where we're coming from is a wholesale store. That's where we buy most of like our bulk items, things that we know will get cheaper from a wholesale store, right? They have a fruit and veg section, but they don't have the best things there. Like, they don't have the best produce, and it's not efficient to buy produce that you know won't last, or things that might go bad after a while. Like, they won't last in your fridge and all that. So we don't buy produce from there. Instead, we found another fruit and veg store that makes sense basically for us, and the prices are great as well. So essentially, it's just important to know what stores apply to what kind of items and then buy from there, right? Now, when it comes to fruits and vegetables, I don't buy them in bulk, right? The only things I buy in bulk are things like tomatoes and pepper, which go in my freezer. But for typical fruits and veg that go in the fridge, I buy them as I need them just to maintain freshness. And another thing that I always do is to make sure to check for freshness. When you're buying things that you can pack by yourself, make sure to check each individual piece to make sure that they are fresh. This pack of peppers had some really bad ones, and then I was able to swap it and choose a good one. I also did the same for my onions, which come in a pack. So I just looked through the transparent packaging and I was able to see whether they were all good. Final stop for the day was at Checkers, where we just went to buy some more items. I bought a mango for myself. I didn't buy more than one because, like I said, I like to buy these things fresh. Now, I also needed to buy some cooking cream, but I didn't buy two, like, because it was on sale. Because I only needed one and it was going to expire if I had bought two. The one I bought expires like first week of Feb, so what's the point? And that's another tip I want to share with you guys. Like, don't buy things in bulk simply because they are on sale. Buy according to your need, especially when it is things that expire. I also wasn't going to buy a whole watermelon because that was just going to spoil in my fridge. We don't eat it that much. This is another lesson on checking expiry dates of products. I was going to buy that yogurt I first showed, but I saw that it was going to expire like 10 days or 5 days from when I was shopping. So I had to go down the aisle to look for another one that was only going to expire in March, and I found one. Now, these two yogurt packs sold for the same price, but imagine if I had bought the one that was almost expired just because I wasn't checking. Guys, when you're buying perishables, make sure you check expiration date so that you reduce your food waste. Then we want to buy butter. Honestly, I don't really care for butter. It's Muiwa who eats butter in this house, and he wanted the bougie kind. Like, there were cheaper brands and I didn't get it, but I'm not the one who eats it, so I just let him buy what he wanted. Then we went to buy prawns, and guys, the last time I came to this store, 800 grams of prawns was 100 rands. Now tell me why it is selling for 120 rands, and then they have a promo sticker on there so that you think that you're buying it cheaper. Guys, I honestly don't get it. But yeah, that's how much they wanted to sell their stuff. Honestly, I wanted to buy all the kinds of seafood, but because I was on a budget, I only bought prawns. Guys, stick to your budget no matter the temptations. And guys, the last thing I bought was this biscuit, which was a want and not a need, and that is why I left that for last. All over the store, you could see that things were on promo, like this 3 for 99 sign, but I didn't buy things that I did not need just because of that. And that's the end of my grocery run. Hi guys, so we just finished grocery shopping and we are headed home. Guy, your girl is exhausted and very hungry, more hungry actually. I'm not really that tired, but yeah, there's food in the back. There's also food on my mouth because I've been eating this and it matches with my outfit. See, it's all pink. You are laughing. Well, that's not very impressed, but it's all good. Yeah, we are done grocery shopping now, and there are just two things I wanted to share quickly before I get home. One is where are you shopping? Where are you buying your groceries, right? So are you going to the fancy stores to do your grocery shopping, or are you going to stores that just tell you what you need? Are you shopping to be trendy, or are you shopping to eat? That is a question you want to ask yourself, right? if you can afford to go to like all the trendy stores, all the cool places to go shop, then by all means do so. But if you are like me and you're trying to work with a budget and keep everything moderate, then it is better to go to like stores where you know that you can get the same value for your money and things would be cheaper, essentially. Like you're not buying maybe poorer quality things because you're trying to save money. So like there are places where you buy literally the same pack of spaghetti, for example, for 50% more. And my question is why are you doing that? So yeah, if you're trying to save on groceries, check the stores you're buying from, decide whether you want to shop to be trendy or to eat. And also that applies to the things that you're buying as well. Are you buying every single thing that you crave, every single thing that looks good to you in the stores? Today I wanted to buy an array of seafood, but my budget said prawns only, so I only bought prawns. So like, if you, of course, like we all crave all the fancy things and everything, but can we buy everything at the same time? Like, decide what your thing is going to be for the week or for the month and stick with that. You don't need to have every single gourmet item in your fridge at once or in your house at once. So yeah, those are like the two tips I just really wanted to share. I'm headed home now. I should be home in maybe 5 minutes or so. And when we get there, I will show you guys some other tips to help you with saving money on groceries. Get more towards like storage and things. But yeah, let's go home and eat first. And then I'll talk to you guys when I'm no longer starving. For lunch, we had this chicken paella by Pedro's, guys. This thing is a new item on their menu. And when I say that we are hooked in this house, like this is the only fast food we want to buy because it tastes like Mr. Big's rice, and that just brings like so much nostalgia to us. It is perfect. Like the Mr. Big's rice and pepper chicken you grew up with, this is what it is. Awesome. Hi fam, so your girl has eaten now and I'm ready to tackle all these groceries. I was so hungry when I got home, but thankfully we bought food, I ate, and I loved it. I also rested for like an hour, watched a little bit of Netflix, and I'm good to go now. So I just want to show you guys how I sort out my groceries when I get home. And the first thing that I do is I try to clean my kitchen before I even go out for groceries. So between yesterday and today, I made sure that my sink was empty, my stove top was clean, my fridge was clean, my spice cabinet also was cleaned out properly. The expired things were taken out, thrown away. I bought some replacements for some spices, things like that. So essentially you want to just make sure that you bring new groceries into a clean space, because imagine if I brought all of this here and then I have a sink full of dishes, I have 3 pots on the stove and the stove is dirty and everything's just a mess, the floors are, I would be overwhelmed, right? So I try to pace myself and do the things that I can before bringing the groceries in so that life will be easier, essentially. So I'm just going to show you guys how I take care of things, right? And this isn't going to be too long. So what I try to do is the cabinets that I have designated for dry items in my house are cabinets that are away from my sink, so that if there's ever any plumbing issue, I know that water is not going to flow to my food items and ruin things, right? That way I'm not taking a risk with like my food stuff and water, so that if there's any damage, it doesn't affect my things at all. Also, another thing that I like to do when I go grocery shopping is I try and decide what I'm going to take care of that day, because quite honestly, there's no way that I'm doing all of this today, right? So some of these things are very easy. I just need to put, for example, this is fabric softener and this is floor cleaner. I just need to put them in the cleaning cabinet. But this box of tomatoes right here, and by the way, this box we bought because it's just a lot cheaper to buy it this way than to buy like little bags and weigh them in kgs. This is 6 kgs of tomato. So this, for example, I do not think I have the strength to take care of today, and I'm in luck because I know that this can stay without like the refrigerator for say another 24 hours. So if I leave these out till tomorrow, I know that they will not go bad. So I will just leave them out, let them get enough air, and then I'm going to handle them tomorrow. Plan out what you want to do. You don't want to be stressed out or overwhelmed because it's grocery day. If you can't handle every single thing that you buy in one day, decide which one of them can stay till the next day and then choose what you're going to do on that day. So now that that bit is out of the way, I'm going to show you guys very quickly how I store things in my fridge and freezer, because this is another thing you have to be strategic about a lot of the spoiled food or a lot of the food waste that we have is because we don't necessarily store things in the fridge and freezer properly. So let me just show you guys how I do that. Okay, so for the fridge, I just like to put things like in an organized way, because one thing that can prevent you from storing things properly in your fridge is the assumption that you don't have enough space. But if you arrange your things properly, then you will find that you actually do have enough space for everything that you bought. So just be flexible in how you arrange your things. Yes, you can say this corner is for yogurt, for example, but if I eventually bring other things into the fridge and the yogurt has to move, then I'm not hell bent on, oh, the yogurt must stay in one particular place. So yeah, just try and first of all, of course, have cleaned out your fridge before you put new things in there, and then try and organize things in a way that everything is going to fit. Another important thing I wanted to share with you guys is that you have this vegetable storage area in your fridge for a reason. So this bottom drawer, make use of it because it actually does what it says it does. Let me show you guys something. I bought these peppers in my January grocery haul. Yeah, I bought these I think first week of January, and I just didn't use them this month, and this is almost the end of January. Like, we're 3 days or so away from the end of the month, and these are still proper fresh. Like, they look like I bought them today. So you need to use this bottom part of your fridge because it actually does a very good job of keeping your veggies fresh. Look at this cabbage also. I've never had cabbage last this long in my fridge. Like, it always goes brown, but because I wrapped this properly and kept it at the bottom here, it is doing its time. Also, see, lettuce from last month. So yeah, just make sure that you use this section. Now, I know that sometimes this part might be small, but you just want to maximize the space as much as you can. So there are some things that I'm going to put here, but I know they are temporary because between today and tomorrow, I'm going to use them. For example, peppers that I'm actually going to blend either this evening or tomorrow. They're just going to be here for now, but when I'm ready to use them, I'm going to move them out, and then maybe when there's space, I'll just put this in as soon as possible. Also, guys, one thing you cannot go wrong with is these fridge bags, or I think they call them freezer bags, but I don't know, storage bags essentially for your fridge and your freezer. This is how these peppers usually come in packs like this, but this is going to consume a lot of space. And imagine opening this, using half of it, and then having the other half like just in a plate like this somewhere in your fridge. It's not decent, it's not neat. So we transfer those into one of these bags. So this is what my vegetable drawer looks like after I've arranged most of my vegetables in here. I left some peppers out, the ones I'm going to be blending tomorrow or this evening, and the other peppers are also here. So I'm going to be using about half of these very soon, and they'll be out, and these as well. So yeah, I can just close that pretty easily. And when I take things out, for example, when I take out those two peppers or I shred my cabbage, then this lettuce can go in there. And I left this mango out because I am eating this tonight. Hi guys, let's talk about freezer storage for a minute. Okay, so how I store things in my freezer basically is I put things that are inside bowls, inside plastic bowls in the upper shelves, and then I put things that can easily defrost and drip, things like meat or prawns or chips that are in packages, or even raw meat. Essentially, I think I said meat already. Why am I saying it twice? Things like that, yeah, they go in the bottom drawer here. The reason is because if there's load shedding, for example, and I lose electricity and these things defrost, imagine if the liquid from this is leaking and it contaminates all my other food, then I won't be able to eat it. Like, imagine this inside your ice cream. That's a disaster, right? So it's better for things like this to go at the bottom of your freezer. So I'm just going to carefully arrange everything I bought into this shelf. Good thing is I can take it out like this and carefully arrange all my things into it and then put it right back in. So that's what I'm going to do. Hi, so after I finished arranging things in the freezer, I just took some time to arrange all my other things like spaghetti and cleaning items. into the cupboards that they belong to. So everything is where it belongs now. And what else do I want to show you guys? Yeah, I think that some of you guys might be wondering, okay, you went and bought all these groceries, but I didn't see you buy rice, I didn't see you buy oil, things like that, right? The reason why you didn't see me buy those is because, like I said earlier, I buy some of these things in bulk, right? So on previous months, I had bought oil. This oil I have bought since, I think I bought this oil sometime in October, and it's still, this is enough to take me the rest of February, and then I'll probably top up in March. This is a 5 liter bottle as opposed to buying several 500 ml bottles through the weeks and stuff. And then what I do is I just decant some of it into these glass bottles, and this is what I use to cook. And for tomato paste also, this is the brand I typically use. And the last time I went shopping, I think I bought a 6-pack of this, and I would usually only use like 3 a month. Even when I bought the 6-pack, I still had about 2 cans in my house. So I'm just going to start using the 6-pack now. So basically, I don't have to buy this every month because I bought it in bulk. What else? I think rice as well. I buy 10 kg rice. I buy, I think, 5 kg basmati, things like that. Essentially, buying like that basically helps me save money, and then it just helps me spread my high cost items across several months. Right now, I just need to fix some things in my spice cabinet. So I found that some of my spices are lying idle like this, and I don't like the look of it. So I bought these so that I can arrange them neatly in here and just slot them into the drawer. Also, I have been using this, I think this is called upcycling. I've been using this coffee jar anyway for dry pepper, and quite honestly, it doesn't look very appealing. So I bought this new one. This one is just pretty plain and simple, and I like that. I will still find use for this, but maybe in like a place in my kitchen where I don't really need to bring it out as such. And this one I bought for my seasoning cubes. This is the plastic one I currently use. I also don't like it. It looks a bit shabby, so I'm changing to this one. And I realized I needed to actually buy about 3 more of these because there are other spices that I want to put in these containers. So I will figure that out. Probably go back and buy a few more, or just wait till the end of the month when I go back to the store. Before I round up this video, I just want to talk very quickly about meat. So I still have my chicken and beef out there because I still see myself cleaning those and maybe cooking them tonight. If I don't do that, I'm just going to take a whole and put it in my deep freezer. So yes, guys, I do have a deep freezer, but depending on how much stuff you buy, you might not need a deep freezer. Your fridge might just be enough. But what you need to know is try as much as possible, whether raw meat or cooked meat, try not to put your meat in your fridge. Try and put it in your freezer instead, and then defrost and warm up whenever you need it, because that basically just helps you make sure that things like that last longer. It's not cool to have spoiled or rotten meat in your fridge, and meat is expensive, so you can't be wasting stuff like that. What I do with my pepper or my tomato mix when I blend it is I divide it into about 3 containers, and I put 2 in the freezer and 1 in the fridge. So the one in the fridge is the one I typically like reach for when I want to make dinner or things like that, because it's not frozen, it's just cool. And then when that finishes, I move like a new frozen one into the fridge so that I can easily access it. So guys, I think that's all I really wanted to share in this video. The point of this video is just to make sure that you are managing your money well, essentially, when you go buy your groceries. And the way you're storing your groceries is helping you make sure that you're not constantly throwing food away, right? So that we can all thrive in this 2023. It's not going to be cool if we spend all our money on groceries and we have nothing to show for it, or if we reduce the amount of money we're supposed to be saving or investing just because we want to eat, right? Of course, by all means, if you can afford to splurge on groceries, go ahead. You probably worked for it, you earned it. But if you know that you need to save money and to, just manage how much that you spend on such expenses, then by all means, you're welcome to use all the tips or some of the tips that I shared in this video. I hope you enjoyed this one, guys. My grocery day, I'm always very, very cranky, and just somehow, because it's like, today is a lot of work. But maybe because I was filming for you guys today, I've had a really, really chill day. Like, it just felt like I went to the stores, I don't know, it just felt really chill. Maybe because I was recording and talking to you guys as I went about it. I'm basically thinking about you guys also, because I was trying to get like shots and things that would be appealing enough for you. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for being subscribed here if you are already subscribed, and if you are new here, if you are seeing me on YouTube for the first time, or if you're a person who just keeps coming back without the commitment of subscription, this is me appealing to you, begging you, appealing to your conscience basically to please, I beg, help me subscribe to this channel, okay, so that we can grow. And I promise you that you'll be getting a lot of value from the content on this channel. All right, guys, so I will see you on the next one. This baby girl needs to go drink some cold water, eat her mango, and just watch some YouTube. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.